Hello, Mac here, and today I'm talking about the patch notes for the Further Adventures in Finance DLC, and this is patch 1.34. So for most DLCs, they put out an update, because they kind of have to actually update the game, and they have their title update information, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to go read on it. It's actually quite long, actually. Like, if you compare it to some of the last ones, it's actually quite big and quite extensive, with a lot of things that were changed. And I'm not going to be going through the things that are small, the very small stuff. And I'm also not going to be going through like the new, content and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be going through like each and every vehicle that was added, because those are in here, and the attachments and stuff. I'm just going to be talking about stuff that you may not notice if you just start loading up the game and stuff, and they may be a little bit smaller. So as for new features and updates, there were a few changes made to the VIP system and the CEO system. So the maximum number of VIPs/CEOs per session has been increased from 6 to 10, which is pretty nice. Or I'm guessing you're also going to get new colors whenever you are, those 6 to 10 new VIPs and stuff. All VIPs/CEOs will now have the option to invite rivals to their organization. This allows players to send organization invites to existing CEOs, VIPs, associates, and bodyguards. If you're wondering what associates are, they are basically the bodyguards of the CEO. This is actually quite cool. So if you see a good player on another VIP or another CEO, you could send an invite to him, and he may be able to join, and you could have a rival, and that's actually quite cool. And I actually really like that, because it's not just like, oh, this person's in our organization, I can't invite him. It means that you actually kind of have to make a decision. If you are a bodyguard, who do I want to go with? And I think that's just a nice change, and I really do like that. Next up, organization invites now include detailed info, including current wage bonus percentage, which I guess is still 5,000, but that's just depend on whenever they die and stuff they lose. Office ownership, and about the VIP/CEO that is attempting to hire you. So that's good, because if you get invited by a rival, you kind of know more information about them instead of just joining blindly. And then you're like, oh, I don't want to be in this organization. I'll just be in the other one. Well, I don't have an invite anymore. So it is kind of nice how you do have that. Also, the Ghost Organization ability has been increased from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and the cost has been increased from 7,000 to 12,000. Honestly, I don't use Ghost Organization much. I know a lot of people do, but personally, I don't. So, if you do want that, then I guess that does come with a good and a bad thing. The price is higher, but it will last 3 minutes, which is actually pretty good, because Off the Radar only lasts 1 minute. And so for 2 minutes, I didn't really think that Ghost Organization was worth it. But 3 minutes, that's actually not that bad. Although it does cost a lot more money than Off the Radar. Also, the Nagasaki dinghy is now available from the VIP vehicles menu for VIPs and CEOs. That's pretty good. I don't know if you're ever going to use that too much, but that is pretty good. Also, another change has been made to bodyguard gameplay, which is bodyguards/associates can now call in vehicles themselves. These will work the same way as the VIP/CEO vehicles, and will be free to call if the bodyguard associate owns them, and can be charged for if not. So that's pretty good. I've always found that a little bit annoying though, because I'll try and call my own vehicle, and then it's like, well, oh, this person just called his, you can't call yours yet. So, this person called his Washington for free, and I just called my Buzzard, but I can't because I have to wait now because he called his. So we'll have to see how that works out. Also, there's a new Adversary mode Winners Bonus, which is basically the Winners Bonus affects all existing Adversary modes that can take 2 or more rounds to complete, and is scaled by the total length of the overall match. Anything that increases the money you get from adversary modes is a good thing in my book, because they are really not that good for money compared to races and death matches and stuff like that. You can put the same amount of time that you put in an adversary mode, and you get maybe 10k, or you could do a race or a death match or something like that and get 20k for about the same amount of time. And I just find that a little bit annoying about adversary mode. So hopefully this gets some more people playing adversary modes. We'll have to wait and see. Also, the ability to zoom in has been added to ammunition in GTA Online and Story Mode so players can view weapons in greater detail. That's a small change, but it is kind of nice. You could already do that with some weapons that already have like their special tints, like the use of a mirror or the gilded gunmetal and stuff like that. But this is nice if you just want to look at, in more detail on a certain tint or even a weapon that didn't have those type of camos. Next up, green juice in apartments and offices will now fully restore players' health when drunk in GTA Online. That I find a little weird, so if you're drunk and you have low health, then would it replace the drunkenness? I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But that's kind of very small. I don't know how many people actually get drunk and it was like, oh, well, I gotta replace this now and, restore this, so we'll see. Next up, 2 players can now get into beds in GTA Online. I'm not exactly sure why they made this change. But, yeah, that's a change that they made. Next up, multiple vehicle websites have been redesigned in GTA Online Story Mode. Well, last time they did that was, I think, Ill-Gotten Gains. So, that's kind of cool, but not a huge change and all that. So, I mean, it's kind of cool, but really, I don't care too much about, the redesigns and stuff. Next up, there are also some creator fixes. So, this fixed the issue where the creator's text description was limited to only 100 instead of 500. That's pretty good. They also fixed an issue that meant props could no longer be placed close together in the creator. They also talked about that earlier, and that's a nice change because that was actually pretty big for the creator community. So that's pretty much it for the bigger things. They do have a few other smaller, super small changes. They also say that changes have been implemented to improve game stability and network performance for GTA Online. They always say that. We don't, I mean, does it really affect? Maybe. Really, I haven't noticed too much of a change, but maybe there's a small change in there for some people. But they do say that, so we'll have to see, are they entirely better? I'm not sure. They also fixed an issue that resulted in players being stuck in the sky after automatically transitioning from players active on a job, would you like to spectate alert screen. I've seen that, and it's actually super hilarious just watching somebody fall from the sky because they just spawned way up there. But I understand why they fixed that. They also, one thing that I noticed, and I didn't know that this was a problem in the game, but it's kind of weird how they waited an entire year just to fix this. So they fixed an issue that caused the daily objective to call a mugger on a player require a minimum level of 50. You actually need a minimum level of 50 to call a mugger on another player, and I don't know how this was an oversight for them. I really don't. Imagine you're trying to do the monthly daily challenge to get the 500k, and one of the final days you're not even a high enough level to even do the daily objective. That would be frustrating. So I'm surprised that they haven't actually done that before, but there are a few other changes, but not really too much more. That's about it. So that's about it for this kind of stuff. There are a few other things that if you do want to go read on those and some of the things that were added to the game, you can check that out. Or if you want to go check out the super small changes that were added, that I don't really want to go into those because 1, there's a lot, and 2, they don't really affect too many people that I feel it's actually something that I need to talk about here, especially because of the fact that there are so many. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Did anything in here get fixed that you liked? Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Hope you enjoy. Feedback to us, appreciate. I'll see you guys in the next video.